Hello, my friends, and welcome to Zack's English podcast, where we learn real English through real stories. Now, today's story is unbelievable, but it really happened. A man once sold the Eiffel Tower, not just once, but twice. So, you'll hear the full story in slow, clear English, and then I'll teach you some useful vocabulary and ask a few questions to test your understanding. Now let's get into it. Our story takes place in Paris, France in 1925. A man named Victor Lustig was living there. He wasn't a normal man. He was a con artist. That means he made money by lying and tricking people. One day, Victor read in the newspaper that the Eiffel Tower needed expensive repairs. The government didn't have enough money to fix it. That gave him an idea, a dangerous and clever idea. He decided to pretend that he was the government official. He even created fake documents to look official. Then he invited a group of businessmen to a meeting at a luxury hotel. These men were in the scrap metal business. They bought and sold metal. At the meeting, Victor told them a secret. The Eiffel Tower was going to be removed and sold for scrap metal. The government needed to do it quietly, and one of them could buy it. The men were in shock, but also excited. One of them believed the story. He paid Victor a huge amount of money to buy the Eiffel Tower. Of course, it was all fake. Victor took the money and disappeared. The businessman later realized it was a scam, but he was too embarrassed to go to the police. And here's the crazy part. A few weeks later, Victor returned to Paris and tried the same thing again. But this time, someone got suspicious and told the police. Victor escaped and ran to the United States. He kept doing scams there for years, until he was finally caught. He died in prison in 1947. But to this day, he is remembered as the man who sold the Eiffel Tower twice. Now, let's have a vocabulary breakdown. Con artist is a person who lies or tricks people to take their money. A scam is a dishonest plan to cheat people. Fake or forged documents means that they're not real. They're made to look official. Scrap metal means old or broken metal that's sold and reused. Embarrassed is a feeling of shyness or feeling ashamed. Pretend means to act like something is true when it isn't. Now, here are some questions for you to test your understanding. Who was Victor Lustig and what kind of person was he? What did he tell the businessman about the Eiffel Tower? I'm going to give you a few seconds to think about that. Why didn't the first victim report the scam? What happened the second time Victor tried to sell the tower? And how did his story finally end? And that, my friends, is the incredible story of the man who sold the Eiffel Tower twice. Now, if you enjoyed this episode and want to learn more English with real stories, then subscribe to Zack's English podcast right here.